The WNBA refs have been diabolically awful this season.
The WNBA is reportedly set to do nothing about officiating for the 2025 season, meaning referees are likely to remain the same. This could lead to Caitlin Clark being targeted in every game again, although some people argue she wasn't unfairly targeted last year. This is the same guy who had this to say about Caitlin at the start of season.
One of the things that makes Caitlin Clark, who she is the way she is with people. She connects with people and people connect with her. Now, she talks a lot of shit on the court. All right. Believe me. When people talk about in WNBA, why are these people beating up Caitlin Clark? Because she talks a lot of shit on the court. All right. That's what makes her good. So she's not like this, angel walking around there and everybody else is beating her up. Nah, she's got a lot to say. She's a lot like Paige. Those guys have a lot to say. They just do it subtly and they're tough.
Who had this to say about Caitlin at the start of season.
She's on the wrong team. She's got the wrong skill set to handle the physicality of that league. And she's a rookie, targeted by society, targeted by her looks, targeted by her reputation, targeted by the disrespect that they've shown to the WNBA. She said, no, they're expecting this rookie class to be perfect. This rookie class isn't even one of the best rookie classes in the last 10 years.
Today, we're diving into a hot topic that's got WNBA fans fired up, especially Caitlin Clark supporters. The league just confirmed that the refereeing staff for next season will remain unchanged. And, well, Caitlin Clark's fans are far from happy about it, especially after what went down during her rookie season.
I got a technical for basically being mad at myself because I missed the three and then I went and hit the backboard and he told me it was disrespectful to the game of basketball. So I don't know, it reminded me of the technical that I got in college where I said, damn it, where it's like a personal frustration. Had nothing to do with my team, had nothing to do with their reffing, had nothing to do with other team. It was just because I'm a competitor and I felt like I should have been making more shots. So
Caitlin Clark's impact has been undeniable, but unfortunately, so have the questionable calls made against her. Fans are outraged that the WNBA has decided to keep the same refereeing staff for the 2025 season. It's not just about the calls, it's about how Caitlin has been treated throughout the season, by opponents and many argue by the referees themselves. This decision has only fueled the frustration.
I feel like I'm getting hammered. I don't know, I appreciate Christy getting the text too, I don't know.
Now, let's dive into one of the most controversial opinions from a respected figure in the WNBA world, Geno Auriemma. The Hall of Fame coach, known for his legendary career, has sparked major backlash with his take on Caitlin Clark's playing style. Auriemma claims that Caitlin's feisty vocal presence on the court, her trash talk and back and forths with opponents, is a key factor in the frequent fouls against her. In his view, she's essentially provoking these fouls by getting under the skin of her opponents, which, according to him, explains why she's often the target of aggressive defensive plays.
After she had missed a three-pointer and was obviously frustrated with her shooting, she got a technical for this. A lot of people were calling this soft. They didn't understand. Obviously, Caitlin is a fiery player. The first comment here says, I've never seen a male player get a tech for that. Someone else said she can't control herself. Her real personality shows on the court. I mean, I don't know. I feel like if this was a guy, we'd be like, oh my gosh, he's such a competitor. He has such a competitive nature.
Auriemma insists that Caitlin Clark isn't being unfairly targeted by officials, suggesting that the fouls are a result of her playing style and fiery personality, rather than any officiating bias. To many, this perspective feels like an excuse for the excessive fouling she faced. Let's be clear, Caitlin Clark was the most fouled player in the league throughout the season. This wasn't just a coincidence or a one-off situation. She didn't suddenly become a target because she's a rookie who talks on the court. Auriemma's argument that she brings it on herself due to her energy and trash talk feels like a bit of a stretch. Trash talk is part of the game. Basketball has always been full of players exchanging jabs, asserting their confidence, and still not facing an onslaught of fouls every game. Caitlin's experience seems to go beyond simple court banter. It's about the officials letting this excessive physicality slide.
I want y'all to tell me, what do y'all not like about Caitlin Clark? Is it the media coverage? Do you not like that she complains after foul calls like everybody else? What exactly is the reason why I see so much hate on social media and from WNBA players? All she's doing is bringing more attention to the game, and she's very skilled at it. Like, whenever I watch Iowa games, her teammates always got an open shot. Please explain to me, why do y'all hate on her?
Plenty of players, young and old, are known for their fiery personalities without facing constant fouling. So, is this really about Caitlin Clark's so-called mouthy play style? Or is there something deeper, something unspoken, at play that's making her a target in ways others don't experience? Let's talk about Caitlin's rookie season. She may be young, but she entered the WNBA with remarkable skills, undeniable hype, and a reputation as a player with the potential to change the game, and change the game she did. Caitlin didn't just meet expectations, she exceeded them. She brought incredible shooting range, sharp court awareness, and an unmatched ability to take control when her team needed it most. But even with all that talent and star quality, Caitlin found herself constantly on the wrong end of fouls, game after game. You don't end up as the most fouled player in the league by accident, especially in your rookie season. Fans have noticed this trend and have been vocal about it, voicing frustration with what seems like targeted aggression against Caitlin. To many, it's not just fierce competition. It's almost as if some players entered games with a specific agenda, to disrupt her game by any means necessary.
We keep having this conversation because Caitlin Clark is a boss. I mean, dang, she can't control, she white. Them three-pointers don't matter, don't care what color you are. She already then broke the record for a rookie coming in, and her team suck. I mean, just imagine her team was like the most dominant team, and she was just winning games.
We've witnessed some moments this season that are tough to brush off as mere coincidences. Caitlin Clark's rookie year featured some shocking incidents, and one prime example was her matchup against Phoenix veteran Diana Taurasi, a league icon with tremendous respect in the game. However, Taurasi didn't exactly roll out the welcome mat for Caitlin. It seemed as though Taurasi wasn't ready to see this young rookie step in and steal the spotlight. The fouls that followed felt intentional. Taurasi's aggressive defense sent a clear message. She wasn't giving Caitlin an inch of space. It didn't seem coincidental at all. Caitlin was being challenged in a way that felt personal, almost as if Taurasi was determined to remind her who runs the court. No rookie upstart was going to waltz in and dominate without paying the price.
We're talking about the Indiana Fever, led by a girl that was playing at Iowa. It's producing the most watched WNBA games in over 2 decades. What does that tell you? That tells you that before Caitlin Clark came along, it wasn't nearly as popular.
Then there was Chennedy Carter. One of the season's standout moments, though definitely not for good reasons, came when Carter literally shoved Caitlin Clark to the ground. The crowd erupted, and players like Angel Reese were celebrating on the sidelines as if Carter had just scored a game-winning point. But this wasn't just a regular foul. It felt personal. The reaction from Carter and her teammates made it clear that Caitlin was getting under people's skin.
The only time women support other women is when it's someone worse off than them. They're obviously hating on her because everyone loves her.
I am annoyed at WNBA players right now.
Yeah.
It is exhausting. Caitlin Clark crushed it at Iowa, got drafted to, I think she's Indiana now. Worst team in the league. Everyone who was in the league.
A shove to the ground isn't just about competitive tension. It's a physical move that shows a deeper level of hostility. When a moment like that is met with cheers from players, it's hard to see it as anything but targeted aggression. The message was loud and clear. Caitlin wasn't just another opponent to defeat. She was a rookie who, for whatever reason, had become someone they wanted to knock down, literally and figuratively. It wasn't just about basketball anymore. It was about sending a message to this rising star.
Ow! Oh, I'm sorry. You poked me in the eye. You're an 8-year-old. You did. I did not poke you. Did you do it on purpose? I did not poke you in the eye. Did you do it on purpose?
And let's not forget the incident with Jonah Carrington during a game, when Carrington went as far as to poke Caitlin Clark in the eye. Let's be real. That's not just rough defense. It's a step over the line, one that has no place in professional sports. Eye poking isn't a basketball move. It's something else entirely. unsportsmanlike, and intentionally disruptive. What made this even worse was Carrington's reaction after the game. She laughed about the incident during a live stream with her girlfriend, Nalissa Smith, seemingly proud of the moment. This lack of sportsmanship, this blatant disregard for fair play, sent a clear message. Something more was going on here. Players weren't just competing with Caitlyn, they were ganging up on her. Fans saw it, spoke up, but the league's response? Silence. No fines, no penalties, no action taken. It felt like the league was ignoring a clear pattern of targeted aggression against one of its brightest stars.
The kind of stuff that's happening and has been happening over the last few months is because of Caitlin Clark.
So now, with the league deciding to keep the same referees, the message is clear. They have no plans to adjust how Caitlin Clark is officiated. This is a significant issue because Caitlin Clark isn't just any player. She's someone elevating the WNBA, pushing boundaries, and drawing in fans who may have never considered tuning in before. Her unique style, undeniable skill, and electrifying presence on the court are injecting fresh energy into the league. Caitlyn is exactly the type of player who could usher the WNBA into a new era of popularity and wider recognition. Yet instead of safeguarding one of their brightest assets, the league seems content to sit back while she's targeted, fouled, and subjected to physical aggression. The lack of protective action sends the wrong message and raises questions about how committed the WNBA truly is to supporting its players. If they can't protect their stars, how can they expect to thrive as a league?
The response of folks that don't think she is praised enough and she is above reproach in terms of criticism, or that praising another player is an affront to her is like, whoa, bro. Like, also, like, you're not mentioned talking about women's basketball. I've never ever seen you before in my life.
What's truly baffling is that the WNBA stands to gain so much by fully supporting Caitlin Clark. She's one of the league's most captivating players, with a combination of skill, charisma, and competitive spirit that has already boosted viewership and sparked fan engagement like never before. Caitlin has cultivated a dedicated fan base that loves her fearless style, unshakable confidence, and determination to stand her ground under pressure. Yet, instead of stepping in to safeguard one of their brightest stars, the league is letting her become a clear target on the court by choosing to retain the same officiating crew that watched her endure relentless fouling throughout her rookie season. The WNBA seems to be turning a blind eye. This decision sends a troubling message to fans, suggesting that the league is willing to overlook how one of its most promising players is treated, all to keep the status quo in officiating, rather than ensuring fair play and protection for Caitlin and her undeniable impact on the league.
Yes, the WNBA was growing before Caitlin Clark. Make that abundantly clear. But it was growing incrementally compared to the exponential growth you're seeing now. And this is just data. This is just objective facts. Be mad with data. Please do not be mad at me.
Caitlin Clark is making waves in every conceivable way. Her influence stretches far beyond the court, evident not just in the stats and the surge of attention the WNBA is receiving, but in the fact that she's become a household name, even among those who don't typically follow women's basketball. Caitlin is bringing a fresh, dynamic energy to the league that's attracting new fans and reigniting excitement among longtime supporters. Her impact is invaluable, and the WNBA should seize this opportunity to embrace her, champion her, and ensure she can play her game without constant harassment from opponents or questionable calls from referees. Protecting players like Caitlin strengthens the league's reputation, encouraging new talent and fans alike to view the WNBA as a fair, competitive, and supportive arena for women's sports. Embracing Caitlin's influence could propel the league to new heights, not only on the court, but in popular culture and sports recognition as a whole.
The fact that she was getting all of that, yet all of these eyeballs were coming to the league because of her. The Indiana Fever was turning away games into home games.
Caitlin Clark's fans view the WNBA's decision to retain the same officiating staff as a betrayal. They see a young, exceptionally talented player who is not only elevating the league, but doing so with dedication, skill, and sportsmanship. Yet, instead of receiving the support a star player deserves, Caitlin is facing hostility not only from opponents, but also, some argue, from officials who allow aggressive fouls to go unchecked. Her supporters are growing increasingly vocal and are rightfully questioning why the league isn't stepping up to protect one of its most promising assets. Yes, basketball is a physical sport, and players compete fiercely, often exchanging words and pushing boundaries. However, what Caitlin has endured this season goes beyond typical competitive spirit. It's about ensuring fairness and integrity in the game, and her fans believe the WNBA is failing her on both fronts by not intervening when it matters most. The league's inaction is only fueling further frustration and raising doubts about its commitment to supporting its top players.
The WNBA does not like Caitlin Clark. Great players like Diana Taurasi more than likely already feel like there's great players in the league already, so why are we as fans getting so excited about one more? But Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese to a slightly lesser degree are the only women's basketball players that have been able to cross from basketball to mainstream media. And if the WNBA is going to survive, that's what it needs.
In the end, it's clear and simple. Caitlin Clark is a massive asset to the WNBA. She's injected the league with excitement, attracted new fans, and brought fresh attention that the league desperately needs to grow. Her impact has already been profound, and this is just the beginning of her career. However, the WNBA's decision to keep the same referees next season feels like a disappointing step backward. Fans are left puzzled, wondering why the league isn't doing more to protect and support a player who's actively transforming the game. Caitlin has brought undeniable value to the league, and by failing to address the officiating issues, the WNBA risks alienating the fans who are rooting for her, and, ultimately, for the future of women's basketball. The league's inaction could damage the very progress Caitlin represents and leave supporters feeling abandoned in the face of unfair treatment.
Like to play in people's faces. They do. Like, I hate how much control they have over the game for them to not even be playing.
So, what's next? With the same refereeing staff in place, it appears Caitlin will have to continue pushing through the relentless fouls, the hostility from rivals, and the seeming lack of support from officials. Her fans will remain by her side, cheering her on every step of the way. But they'll also continue raising the critical question, why isn't the WNBA doing more to protect her? Caitlin Clark isn't just another player. She's a true star in the making, a unique talent who could bring transformative change to the league. She thrives in playing in people's faces, defying the norms. But it's clear the control the officials and rivals have over her game is growing increasingly frustrating. The WNBA stands at a critical juncture. They have a choice. They can support Caitlin, embracing her influence and the loyal fan base she's cultivated, or they risk alienating not only her fans, but also those who believe in a fair, supportive environment for players. Caitlin deserves better, and the league needs to recognize her value before it's too late. If they don't act now, they may lose the wave of new, passionate fans that Caitlin has worked so hard to bring to the WNBA, and with it, a golden opportunity for growth. If you enjoyed, leave a like and subscribe. More videos are on screen now.